Hello. Assuming you're watching this because you're either new to the game or returning or just looking for information, I'll be going over how to min-max your character and how long it takes. Timestamps will be in the description if you wish to skip around, however the video will not be that long. I will go over a few things, but for those who want a quick answer, it's about 60 hours doing 1 through 50 story, then grinding out the final levels via multiple methods. 33 hours for story and hitting 75. Rest of the time was spent gearing, doing either daily group finder queue operation to Warrior's Courtyard, or master mode flashpoints and veteran flashpoints. With the added in CZ198, which is a weekly planet area, and some other daily missions, I played around 7 hours a day until I hit 75 and had to start doing the more repetitive grind. So I started lowering my hours played per day. This put me at full set bonus, Amplified Champion as my last piece, and amplifiers for each piece with augments. Also min-maxed the critical and alacrity thresholds. I, however, did not obtain the R2 mods as they take really long to grind out and they're purely RNG to get. If you're returning, the hours will definitely vary, but also it should really vary for anyone. I just wanted to show that it's not incredibly long to get ready if you're doing the right things, which I will mention things for both new and returning players since it can vary drastically. Now, for those who are interested in how I did it, how I made credits, and what activities I prioritized, including full VODs, you can watch if you want to go through from my start and finish. You can see those in my playlist tied with this video. They'll be unlisted. But getting into it, we'll go over how I made credits first. Of course, for those who are looking for something specific, there'll be timestamps again. Feel free to skip around. All right, getting into credits and how I made credits. This was basically where a majority of the grind will likely take place. However, don't fret, as gearing will likely make you a good chunk of money. Of course, by selling materials you gain from doing flashpoints and just deconstructing gear, which you'd get legendary embers. But you can also make a lot of money understanding the GTN by buying and reselling items. For example, someone dumping their materials at a really good price or accidentally pricing it way too low, which does happen. It's very good to invest into those and resell if you have the credits to do so, and the profit is worth the wait for you at the time. Merching is a different topic altogether. I won't really go further into the topic. Another way to get easy credits is using the cartel coins you've accumulated from security key or subscribing to the game. You can buy items that are often up for a good amount of money. I spent my 500 CC from subscribing to get the Life Day Snow Cannon, as I did this over the holidays starting in January. This item was going for 40 to 100 million. I waited a few days and it paid off. The 40 millions listed got sold, and the lowest was 80 to 100 mil. I placed mine at 60 mil and it sold for that price. After tax, it was 55 mil profit for 500 cartel coins. That's pretty good. Now, every item or sell will be the best cartel coin to credit conversion. I mean, not every, my bad. But sometimes there's really good deals or sells. It's definitely worth looking at items and seeing their prices on the market to see what's best for, the conversion. Safe items I can recommend would be the black and black dye and character renames. The demand for them aren't incredibly high all the time, but their price usually sustains pretty well unless those items go on sale. If you're returning to the game and have lots of cartel coins, it's decent. It's a decent ideal to get a bigger item that has high value, as getting over 100 mil is likely enough to complete a gear set or, even finish everything you need for your character. As for making more credits on the side passively, if you will, picking up archaeology and scavenging will be the best choices to take. It will allow you to collect resources in the open world when you reach max level planets. These materials you can harvest hold some serious value. You can also pick up underworld trading on top of that to send out all 8 companions to maximize profit. But you can also do lower tier scav and arc missions for more greens, faster completions, and less cost for more profit returns also. Lastly, Java junk. This can be turned into materials. As mentioned before, the greens are quite pricey and in very high demand. In general, due to the current crafting system, I recommend buying grade 11 greens for regular Java junk, and then isotope for blue Java junk, so it will be the most profit. Also, make sure you check the GTN before you buy these things, so you can make sure that you're getting the max profit. Then whatever's selling for a lot on purple, realistically, you can't get too much with the purple Java junk because you get it much slower than the other Java junk. Moving on to tech fragment grinds. This one's a bit short, sadly, due to the lack of ways to really farm these things. But if you do a lot of group content, you'll be swimming in these. There's something I will mention a few times, and I want this to get out of the way now, is Group Finder Q rewards. This is from your daily random for the respected activity. Afterwards, it becomes repeatable and the rewards become less. I highly recommend tackling these if you do certain activities, as the rewards are rather good. Main way to do this, in my opinion, as a returning or someone who plays a lot of alts, do conquest on each character and complete weeklies on each one if you have the time. You can share the gear since it's all legacy until you start using class-specific sets. You can share the gear, basically. Each renown rank will give you 100 tech frags. This is a passive thing that will basically help be a supplement to your gearing. You get this for XP gained. So this is basically just doing any content in the game. You'll get a renown level. You get this crate, extra gear in it. You construct it most of the time. Master mode flashpoints will be the best and most repeatable, and likely your most played for gearing. The fastest will be Hammer Station or Red Reaper. Veteran mode flashpoints are much easier and often are easily soloable with a companion healing you. These are worth doing for the daily random and weekly. Uprisings could be good if you get people to do the single one for the weekly. I don't think these are too useful to do outside of the weekly, and often people ignore this content completely. Operations are pretty decent. I recommend these if you're getting bored of grinding and don't want to log out and come back tomorrow. They're, however, not efficient for tech frags per hour, and also are really only worth it for doing for the daily group finder reward, which I recommend doing TC, which is towards Courtyard, which is the fastest op that you can do every day. Very much so recommend this activity daily if you can, as 700 plus tech frags for very short time investment. So definitely if you ever see that on the fleet, definitely join. It'll be like GFQ, TC, look for whatever. Just try to join those groups. It'll definitely be worth your time if you need tech frags. Realistically, for gearing, you'll end up just spamming master mode flashpoints, and I highly recommend making friends and joining a guild to run these. If you get allies with 306 item level, you can get the final boss loot that rolls off of your allies' item level, meaning you can get a free 306 piece even at 268 item level or lower. This will make item level grind go extremely fast, but also allow for quicker deconstructions and frags and legendary embers for credits. Datacrons. Of course, this is something I did want to do and cover, but ultimately I decided against it, mainly because I personally think it'd be rather unhealthy for someone to even consider speedrunning these, even more so if they're new or returning. I will show you the stat differences of having them and not having them, so you can gauge how important they are to you. Do keep in mind, for level sync content, Datacrons will not give you any boost as mastery and endurance is capped. There are ways to speed up this process, and I would say try to do these on a Sage or a Sorcerer, as you can use Phase Walk and pull other players. You can also join a larger guild and ask people if they have ults placed at random Datacrons and if anyone wants to help you. Datacrons sometimes require more than one person, and they go much faster with other players. Once you've gotten them all, you won't have to do it again, and every character will instantly get the benefits of your account having every Datacron. You will also need to play both factions to get them all. So if you really want to focus on one side to do, keep this in mind. Also, as a side note, I am also showing the difference of not having Legacy Companion buffs too. This really only shows up in endurance and other percentage stats like accuracy. These are extremely important to do, and there are 5 of them, 1 for critical, 1 for accuracy, 1 for critical damage, 1 for endurance, and 1 for healing received, I think. In the end, the newest augments are so unrealistically hard to get due to one of the materials requiring you to do quite a bit of ranked content. Most players do not do group ranked anymore, as there are very few teams still around, so main way of obtaining these ranked materials are very bottlenecked. However, the price of both materials and ability to earn each material is very screwed, so the prices will remain high, and until there's change, we probably won't see that going down anytime soon. So majority of the population still uses the previous stage of augments. As far as I know, last time I checked, the prices of the new augments are around 600 to 800 mil. So going into closing notes, I would say average time spent to med max will vary a lot due to RNG, but my experience was about 27 hours, give or take, not playing super efficient. I did do a few days of daily group finder reward of Tutorial's Courtyard when I wasn't streaming. That did help a lot during the tech frag grind. Without having a good chunk of money by the time you finish the tech frag grind, you will have more frags than you need, which you will want to use on Takana to buy mods and enhancements to finer tune your stats. Be sure to check Kaizaiken if he's active. He sells things at a discount, and you may get lucky with something you need. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for sticking around. I will be doing more guides shortly after this one is released. However, I am mostly a PvPer, and most of my content will be related to PvP. I'm happy to respond to any questions and can direct you in the right places if I don't know. Other than that, I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.